What's the difference between the left and the right morally as we see these movements clashing? What is the essence, the character of the left-wing Antifa movement? Well, we have many ways of understanding this because there's so much video out there. There's so much that you can see for yourself. Hear their own words. You don't have to take my word for it. So there was a man who was murdered over the weekend in Portland by these left-wing radicals, murdered by people who think they're fighting against what is an imaginary fascism in America. And when they find out about this person being killed, you know what they ended up doing? Celebrating. Openly celebrating in the streets the murder of a man. And it's disgusting to see and hear, but you need to know. You need to know what we're up against. You need to know what the other side says and how they act. Patriot Prayer founder Joey Gibson identified the victim as Aaron J. Danielson, who he said was a good friend. Danielson apparently also went by the name Jay Bishop. Shot and killed here. So we knew that this was eventually, you can't have people who think that they can defy police, as Antifa does, and have some moral license to destroy, to commit arson, to burn. Eventually, the destruction of property and the effort to burn down buildings and ruin businesses will turn to violence. The same way that you will see people who are violent with animals, especially at a young age. Eventually, they grow up. It always transitions usually into violence with people. It's a huge indicator. Destroying property in this way, lighting buildings on fire, that's something that you can expect leads to violence, and it did. But what does Antifa do when they find out that one of their own killed somebody, murdered someone? Play clip 1.
Y'all are not angry, you're not paying attention. If y'all are not angry, you're not with me. Everybody needs to realize what's going on in these streets. Our community can hold its own without the police. We can take out the trash on our own. I am not sad that a fucking fascist died tonight.
I am not sad that a blanking fascist died tonight and the crowd erupts into cheers. They murdered a person on the street. Murder on the street for their make-believe problem of fascism. These people are lunatics, folks. They're completely delusional. This is no more. It's actually less serious ideologically than even the people in ISIS who were talking about creating a global caliphate. The people that are claiming Trump is a fascist are living in a total delusion, but they think that justifies their behavior. They think that this is somehow the way forward for them. They'll continue on in this fight. It will be the best possible repudiation of all of this if the Democrat Party loses in this next election, because Black and Hispanic voters in enough places across the country come out and say, you know, the pandering and all that is one thing from Democrats, but when you're making our neighborhoods less safe, when you're making minority areas of cities, where there's a predominance of minority residents less safe, you're putting us at risk because a bunch of left-wing Wesleyan grads who live in, bourgeois areas of these cities decide that they want to seem like they're cool revolutionaries. When you do that, we've had enough. And there are some indicators that might happen. There's some reason to believe you might see, like I said, I'm not living in a fantasy. I don't think we're going to get 50% of the black vote. If Trump even gets from 10%, which is what he got about the last time, to 15% or 20%, that could be the difference maker in Wisconsin, in Michigan, could be the difference maker in Pennsylvania, in Ohio. You start to look at these numbers. It doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a lot. And you're beginning to see the real pushback. It took months. It took longer than I thought it would, but it's now finally here. In June, I was asking, where's the backlash? In June, I was asking, where's the fight back? Now we're seeing it. These paramilitary maniacs of Antifa, they're not going to pull back. They don't think this is a time to do anything other than pedal to the metal. But the Democrat Party and the Biden campaign that wants to win, they've got problems. And as of today, they've started to recognize that. They see what this means for them.
Hey, Team Buck, thank you so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you like this video, please click that little thumbs up button so then it will log as liked. And also, if you want to see more great content from The First, please click subscribe.